Welcome back to the Morristown Market Report. I'm Amy Schrader with RE/MAX Real Estate 10.
And I'm Kim Swan with Union Home Mortgage.
Our special guest today is Sally Roberts. She is with the Rose Center, and I believe you said that you are the festival director for the
Yes.
Mountain Makins Festival.
Yes, I am.
All right, good deal. So what can you tell us about the Rose Center? What's its purpose here in Morristown?
Well, the Rose Center serves as a cultural arts museum, basically. Everybody in Hamlin County should be able to come into Rose Center Monday to Friday, 9 to 5 p.m. and be able to take a look at our artist gallery. And these are filled with local artists around your area. It might be your neighbor even. And several other artists will come in and bring in a whole gallery of things. So we have Edith Gallery. Right now we have David Salerno. He's from the Chattanooga area, and he has 40 portraits of Americans set up. So I highly recommend you getting there and seeing that before we have to take it down for Mountain Makins Festival.
Okay, so speaking of the Mountain Makins Festival, talk to us a little bit about that.
Well, Mountain Makins Festival is twice named Best Festival in the Southeast. In 2016 and 2019, we're going to have a combination of crafts, food, music, dancing, and a whole lot more fun for Mountain Makins Festival. The dates on that is October 28th and 29th. Those are our festival. But if you want to get a preview party ticket, that's going to happen Friday, October 27th, and you'll be able to get to catch Smiling the Love Dog live performance and first dibs on some crafts.
Okay. Is there any kind of admission charge to go to Mountain Makins?
There is. So if you want to get a day pass, it's $10. Children 12 and under are free.
Okay.
If you want to do a preview party pass, those are $35, and that includes your live performance Friday and both days, Saturday and Sunday.
Wow.
Okay, good deal. So I know that, if you're from the Morristown area, you know that parking around the Rose Center is a bit limited. And it's going to be even more so with the Mountain Makins Festival. So where do you all direct people to park when they come to the festival?
The public parking around town.
Okay. So the big parking lot kind of to
Farmers
the left of
market.
Rose Center, go to the farmer's market. Do y'all have any kind of transit taking people up and down, or?
Well, last year we had Ether and Lakeway Transit providing free shuttle service from the downtown markets and farmers market lots. We are looking, hopefully, to get that going again this year. I don't want to make any promises without speaking to the manager, of course.
Right.
That would be very important to do. But I can say we've made contact and we're working on something. So.
Okay, well, if you've done it in years past, then it's probability it's going to happen again. So I know that's important to people, because like people like myself, I'm in a boot right now. I cannot be hiking up that hill.
No, we understand. Anybody with ADA needs
to be able. Yeah, that's right.
Absolutely.
Okay, so talk to us a little bit about the history of Rose Center, because I know that it is probably one of the older buildings that we have here in Morristown.
It was built in 1800.
Okay.
Yeah, 1800. Like however many. Math's hard right now. It's pretty on the spot. And I really wish Becky was here to be able to tell you more about it. But essentially, from 1800 to 1876, it was used as like a school building before the public system was adapted. So it was a school for kids to come and learn about ABCs and 1, 2, 3s and what's blue and yellow. So. It was a school, and then I think in 1976 it was transitioned into the Rose Center Council for the Arts, and that's where historical preservation started. The Morristown Arts Association uses that building. Several other community and arts, it's a big cultural hub for our culture here in Hamlin County.
So is this totally like government funded that you all operate, or do you rely on donations from people here in the community? How does all that work?
I wish Becky was here to answer that. She handles our grants. She is the big person who does a lot of our fundraising for Rose Center. But I can tell you, we are not state funded. We're not federally funded. We get some grants because that's what Becky does. She goes out and she researches. She does a really good job at finding, well, we need a roof, what kind of grant can we get for a roof or buildings or our flooring, such and such, things like that. So she does a lot of that research, do grants. And then our fundraisers, like Mountain Makins Festival, our Springtime Festival, our Artist Gallery, and general kind donations from our community is what helps us get this through.
Okay. So you were mentioning coming through to look at that art gallery that you have set up right now. What is the admission for that?
It's free.
It's free, so anybody can come by at any time, check all that stuff out.
9 to 5, Monday to Friday. And if you want a guided tour, let us know in the office.
Okay. All right, so besides Mountain Makins, do y'all have any other festivals or events that are going to be happening at the Rose Center in the next few months?
Well, the artist gallery will be exchanged in November, so we'll have a new artist come in November. I can't give you any spoilers for that one, unfortunately. We do have a holiday craft fair coming up on December 2nd as well. And then you can look out for the Springtime Renaissance Fair in the spring. And if you want to go to rosecenter.org, we have an events page and lots more information there.
Okay. So what's the holiday craft fair?
It's all homemade goods. So think of Mountain Makins Festival, but holiday.
Okay. All right. Good deal. So if we have anybody that's watching that would like to support the Rose Center, what's the best way for them to do that?
Go to rosecenter.org. There's a donation page there. You can make a check donation straight to Rose Center, or you can come in and talk to us. And we want to see your faces. We want to see people come in and say, hey, what is this? And ask questions.
Okay. All right. Are there volunteer opportunities at the Rose Center?
There are. If you want to go to our Facebook page, Rose Center, it'll have our very old building logo as the official user profile picture. But on that, through there's a link to my volunteer page, and there's also a Rose Service Guild announcement, because we have a volunteer group that's dedicated to the Rose Service and everything that goes on at the Rose Center. So if you're interested in joining a guild who meets every month, or if you're just interested in one-off things like Mountain Makins or Holiday Craft Fair, you can give me a call at the office at 423-581-4330.
Okay, you're going to slow down.
423-581-4330.
All right.
RoseCenter.org.
Good deal. Is there anything else about the Rose Center that you want to share with us today?
Shout out to our sponsors for Mountain Making Festival.
Okay.
That's going to be Tar Chevrolet, McKenna Orthodontics, Lowland Credit Union, Appalachian Electric Corporation, Compassionate Buds, Greenworks Tools, Commercial Bank, Citizen National Bank, Home Trust Bank, Morristown Fiber Now, Morristown Utilities, Ornell, First Horizon Foundation, Hamblin Pediatrics, Cash Express, K-Tom, Found Ever, and Daniel Paul Chairs. And a special shout out to our media sponsors who made a lot of our advertisement. I'm losing track of my words.
Pro bono.
Yeah, they made it happen. So thank you so much for Visions by Vicky and Visit Morristown.
Okay.
Awesome.
Good deal. All right, so we're going to ask you the question that we ask everybody that comes on here, and that is, if you could go back in time and give your 20-year-old self one piece of advice, what would that be?
Travel.
Okay.
See the world.
You're not the first person who said travel.
Yeah, go experience other culture, other people. Just experience something other than your own hometown.
Okay, good deal. All right, Sally, well, thank you so much for being here.
Thank you.
We're going to let you make your escape if you want, while Kim and I talk about mortgages and the real estate market, what's going on.
Okay, guys.
Thank you.
Bye.
Thank you, Sally.
All right, so let's talk about mortgages.
Well, rates are still increasing a little bit. THDA went to 7% this week. And normal, like your conventional FHAs are, we're getting upper 7s, close to 8 now.
Okay.
One thing we're still, talking to people about, we have a seller boost program where the seller can permanently buy the rate down for a buyer for the life of the loan. And then we also have a couple temporary buy down options. I actually did my own little video today myself. It's going to be posted. And it was just advising people that, if you got any realtors or potential people that have been pre-qualified, if you haven't talked to your lender in probably the last 30 days or so, you might want to reach back out to them to make sure you're still qualified for what you were qualified for 30 days ago because of interest rates going up.
Okay.
So, yes.
All right, so I know you're like me, and we kind of like make fun and poke fun at these experts because it seems like they have been way off base with interest rate projections, predictions, and so on. And I do know that like the Home Builders of America, NAR, and a couple of other bigger organizations have really tried to reach out. They've sent a letter to the Fed saying, you need to stop with these rate increases. You need to stop saying you're going to increase the rate, because they're killing a housing affordability right now.
Exactly.
I mean, with the increase in prices over the past 3 years, and then you've got interest rates at 8%. I know in the past week, because we've seen quite a bit of volatility the past week in mortgage rates.
Yes.
And in the past week, I mean, it's just like somebody turned the faucet off. You know what I'm saying? I mean, we were having a pretty steady stream of activity going on, and, you know, it's drying up because people are, I think, scared to get a mortgage at 8%. And, you know, we've talked about, you know, you've been through rates higher than that. I've been through rates higher than that. But the cost of housing was a lot lower back then. So, hopefully, I don't know if the Fed listens to anybody, but hopefully, you know, when these 3 big lobbying groups are reaching out, hopefully that will encourage
the Mortgage Bankers Association, they're doing the same thing.
Yes, that was the other one. I'm sorry.
Yeah, they're doing the same thing because, you know, like you know, I've been in the business 30 years and I've not seen it like this in 30 years. You know, with, like you said, we've seen rates higher, but we haven't seen prices and rates this high. You know, and it hurts a lot of our local, you know, if you're a local person, you know, in a local job and been here your entire life, I mean, those are the ones I think, you know, it's hurting the most.
I agree with that. It's making housing here kind of unaffordable for them, especially. So, all right. So last week we talked about the numbers for Hamlin County in the month of September. So this time I pulled for the Lakeway area, which is Cocke, Granger, Hamlin, and Jefferson County. I pulled our numbers for those for the month of September. There were 107 homes that sold. The average sales price was $367,800. The median was $284,573. And average time on the market was 53 days, whereas the median time on the market was 15 and a half. Okay? Sales prices in those 4 counties range from $85,000 to $2.7 million. Okay? So that was a Douglas Lake house that sold at 2.7, which is why you have such disparity in the median sales price versus the actual average sales price. Right now in the 4 counties, we have 301 properties that are active and available. We have 206 that are under contract. And then, as Kim said, mortgage rates are running, you know, about 7.75%, close to 8. So we are seeing a little bit of an increase in inventory right now. Not a ton, obviously, because, you know, 301 total active over 4 counties, but we're seeing a little bit of an increase in the inventory. A lot more people, I think, are trying to list their home now, maybe get sold and moved before the holidays start. And the fact that, you know, like we were talking about, rates have went up, so buyer activity is kind of in a lull right now. I will say this, I know that the slowdown, I think, is in part due to a lot of the area schools are on fall break this week, so they're not getting those phone calls from the local folks, you know, who are looking to do anything. They're kind of occupied taking their kids to the beach or doing whatever. I don't get that. Like, when we were in school, did you get to go to the beach when you were on fall break?
No.
We didn't even have fall break. We got off for, like, Halloween.
Yeah, one day.
You know what I'm saying?
One day.
Because they didn't want to deal with those kids, which if they were smart, they'd let them out the day after Halloween.
Yeah, when they're
Because that's when they're all jacked up on the sugar. But,
oh, yeah.
yeah, that's one thing I've noticed over the years is that kids go to the beach on fall break. They get to go on spring break, and then they're going again in the summer.
We got one time a year.
Yeah, we got one vacation a year. We were lucky. And
we were lucky, yeah.
I didn't get to go to the beach till I was like 13, so.
Yeah,
kids today have it so easy. But anyway, that was a different topic. All right, so anything else about mortgages we need to know?
No, just like I said, you know, we need to get my shirt back out, you know, it says, you know what, you know, marry the house, date the rate, divorce the rent, you know, because I do think and I do think rates will come down. I really do. Now, I'm not going to even attempt to project a time that they will. But I think when that happens, you're going to have this big influx again of buyers, you know. So if you're able to afford a house now, you know, even with these higher rates, purchase that home now. And then when these rates do come down, you're not going to be in that bidding war to purchase a home. You already have your home building your equity, and then you can refinance it. So that's kind of
Okay.
the thing we're seeing.
Yeah, I'm probably putting you on the spot on this because I didn't tell you ahead of time, but I had read an article that said that Fannie Mae had made some changes on some guidelines regarding like self-employment.
Well, some of them now will allow, used to flat across the board had to be 2 years. You had to be self-employed for 2 years to your average. So there's some options there, less than 2 years. Freddie has some options that if you've been self-employed for 5 years, you may only have to use 1 year tax return. So there are a little bit of leniency there. And I think they're also trying to open up some more options for manufactured homes, which, we can
need.
do. Yeah, we do. And, we can do single wides, double wides, as long as we're on a permanent foundation. Most loan programs will go back to a 1976 manufacture date, and then of course USDA wants it to be a 2006 or newer and double wide for that. So there's a few options there, but we're
Well, the biggest thing is they're going to have to differentiate. They're going to have to realize that manufactured homes today are not what manufactured homes were in 2006.
Exactly.
And until they can update the lending guidelines.
Oh yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't think people should get penalized on their rate for buying a manufactured home and putting it on land when that's probably the most affordable option they have.
And right now, most programs do. Most programs are going to charge you a little higher interest rate for a manufactured home versus a stick-built home. So,
So that's what we're lobbying for next, is to get that down.
Yes. We're actually having a conference call tomorrow because we do construction loans and we can do them on manufactured homes. We actually have someone from Clayton speaking to us tomorrow, about what some options they have and giving us some price ranges and things like that. So hopefully that will give us some more information too. So
yeah, I think the stigma is what it is. Like that stigma has to be removed.
Yes, it does.
Because a lot of the manufactured homes I've seen that were like 2020 or above.
Very nice.
If I was blindfolded and went inside of them, I wouldn't know they were manufactured homes.
You're very nice.
Yeah. So,
definitely.
Anyway. All right. Well, we will be back with you next Wednesday. We're almost completely booked between now and the end of the year, but we will be continuing this into 2024. So, if you own a local business and you would like to be highlighted on here, we would love to have you. Please leave a comment for us or send a DM, and someone will get back to you to get you on our schedule. Again, I'm Amy Schrader with RE/MAX Real Estate 10.
Kim Swan with Union Home Mortgage.